Is everything you've been told about swollen legs and feet a lie? For decades, doctors have blamed swollen limbs on poor circulation. They've said that blood builds up in your legs and feet since your body is not able to pump it away effectively. And to help, they give you solutions that thin out your blood. But if their assumptions are correct, then how come so many people still suffer from painful and heavy swelling in their legs and feet? Well, the answer may surprise you. You see, new evidence shows that swollen limbs and edema are not caused by problems with your circulatory system. They happen when one of your body's other organs get backed up. And no, I'm not talking about your kidneys or your liver. It's another essential organ responsible for removing toxins and waste from your body. And I'll show you exactly which organ I'm talking about in just a moment, along with a simple 7-second morning routine that you can use to unclog this essential organ. And that way, you could flush away virtually every ounce of extra fluid building up in your legs and feet. But first, you deserve to know how I came across this surprising research. Hi, my name is Dr. Holly Lucille, and I'm a licensed naturopathic doctor, and you may recognize me from my appearances on national TV stations like ABC and CBS, or from Emmy-winning shows like The Doctors. I've been practicing for nearly 3 decades, so I know what it's like to struggle with bloated legs and feet, where every step you take during your day reminds you of the heavy and painful swelling in your limbs, and you often wind up watching from the sidelines as your friends, family, and coworkers cruise through their days with ease. It's just unfair, but the good news is you're not alone. And now, for the first time ever, there is finally hope for people like you. All thanks to the simple 7-second routine for relieving swollen limbs you're discovering today. Also, I'm confident you've never heard about this simple routine before. And that means if you leave right now, you may be doomed to spend the rest of your life suffering from pain and pressure in your legs and feet, even though the secret to lasting relief may be just a few short minutes away. So give me your undivided attention and let me show you how countless men and women are now enjoying the freedom and mobility they deserve. Because like I said, doctors have spent the last few decades claiming swollen limbs and edema are caused by problems with your circulatory system, which is your heart, blood vessels, and kidney. But here's the problem. When it comes to swollen legs and feet, there's another system that's even more powerful. It's called your lymphatic system. And when it comes to clearing out excess liquid from your body, it's the real superhero. Think of it as the drain pipe for your body. So here's how it works. Running through your entire body are tiny little tubes. They're called lymph vessels, and they're a lot like blood vessels, but smaller. However, instead of carrying blood throughout your body, like blood vessels do, your lymph vessels carry lymph fluid. Now, lymph fluid is basically the sewer water of your body because it contains the toxins, bacteria, and bad cells your body needs to get rid of. What happens is this wastewater, the lymph fluid, gets sent through your lymph vessels to your lymph nodes, right here. You probably know about the ones in your neck, and maybe you've also heard about the ones under your arm and in your groin. But what you may not realize is that you have about 800 of these lymph nodes scattered throughout your entire body. Now, that's a lot, but it just goes to show you how important they are. They, along with your lymph vessels, help your body get rid of all that wastewater before it wreaks havoc on your health. However, if any part of your lymphatic system gets clogged, then it can be disastrous. Have you ever had your toilet back up? Well, this is a lot like that, but way worse. Your legs and feet swell up and your body fills up with toxins, bacteria, and cell waste, just like a toilet bowl full to the brim with, well, you get the idea. It's painful and it skyrockets your risk of catching dangerous infections. Do you see now why water pills won't do a darn thing when it comes to treating edema? Water pills are fine for water retention. They do a great job of flushing out the water in your blood vessels, but what's backing up in your legs and feet isn't water, and it isn't in your blood vessels. So there's no chance in the world they can tackle the root cause of your edema. And what's worse is that diuretics can cause serious damage to your health. They can cause an imbalance in your electrolytes, which can lead to muscle weakness, cramps, and irregular heartbeat. It can even cause seizures. They can lower your blood pressure, which can increase the risk of falls, especially in older people. And worst of all, long-term use of diuretics can double your risk of kidney damage. Let me tell you, when I realized how many people are suffering needlessly just because some boy wonder in a fancy high-rise wants to buy another vacation home, I was sort of fit to be tied. But here's the good news. If a clogged lymphatic system can cause wastewater to back up, blocking your pipes and causing your legs and feet to blow up like sausages, then the opposite is also true. You can unclog your lymphatic system, flush out that nasty wastewater, and restore your circulation again. And once you get all those toxins, bacteria, and bad cells flowing out of your body, you could see a dramatic improvement in your overall health. You could put an end to painful swelling in your legs, feet, and ankles, ease that tight, heavy feeling, get relief from tender, sensitive skin, fight skin ulcers, and improve redness and discoloration, and enjoy more energy, better mobility, and more freedom than you have in years. See, this is where the Goldilocks effect comes in. Over the last several months, a team of scientists and researchers has dug into every single journal, article, and study they could find about edema. And they discovered something absolutely fascinating. Your body has its own Roto-Rooter that's perfect for flushing the wastewater out of your body. And once you activate it, this remarkable system keeps your lymph vessels open wide, making sure they stay open. And while there are dozens of compounds that can help tackle the root cause of edema, my team and I have narrowed it down to the most powerful substances out there. The first edema buster is a powerful compound. It's something herbalists have used for thousands of years to heal their patients. It's called coumarin, and you can find it in the peels of citrus fruits like lemons, grapefruit, and oranges. And as I mentioned earlier, my favorite, also limes. It turns out when it comes to tackling edema, coumarin is remarkably effective. Take this study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, just for example. Researchers wondered if a safe natural substance like coumarin could help people struggling with edema. They decided to test it using the gold standard of research, the double-blind crossover trial. So they recruited patients suffering from edema in their arms or their legs and divided them up into 4 groups. Half of them received the placebo first, and the other half hit it lucky. They got coumarin. After tallying up the results, scientists were stunned at the results because while those who took the placebo saw their edema stay the same or even get worse, the people who took the coumarin were thrilled to see a drastic change for the better. In fact, participants with swollen legs saw the fluid in their legs go down by a whopping 33%. But that's not all they discovered. It turns out the worse off participants were, the faster they saw results. Even better, coumarin helped relieve the tight, hard, heavy feeling in their legs too. And one of the reasons I like recommending it to my patients is because it doesn't just help unclog your lymph system, it also helps boost the circulation in your blood vessels too, which means it could help put the end to cold feet and get rid of that uncomfortable pins and needles sensation. Now, personally, my favorite source of coumarin are lime and lemon peels, because in addition to coumarin, they're full of calcium and potassium. They're also jam-packed with antioxidants, which are great for your heart, and even contain fiber, which is always a good way to stabilize your blood sugar. And they have more than twice the amount of vitamin C than the fruit, which makes them one of the easiest and most inexpensive ways to boost your immune system. The great thing about them is that they're easy to add to your diet. Next up is a second edema buster, and I think you're going to be pretty surprised once you see what it is. You see, after examining dozens of studies, the team I'm working with discovered one everyday food that's worse than smoking, drinking, and air pollution. And would you believe it's 10 times worse than salt and sugar? So what is this deadly food? It's vegetable oil. And experts say it's so dangerous, just 3 tablespoons of it are as bad as smoking 2 cigarettes a day. Now, you might be wondering what that has to do with the edema in your legs and feet. Well, it turns out everything. You already know that clogged lymph vessels are the real reason for your edema, but you might be wondering how this clogging happens. Now, there are several factors that can cause your lymph vessels to get backed up, but one of the most important ones is inflammation. And vegetable oils are one of the biggest culprits. You see, inflammation damages your lymph vessels. That makes it harder for the valves to open and close, which blocks lymph fluid from flowing out of your body. So what should you do? Well, first of all, it's always a good idea to limit the amount of vegetable oils you eat and substitute healthier ones like grass-fed butter, extra virgin organic olive oil, and avocado oil. But I know that's going to be difficult for some people, and that's why I recommend adding a second edema buster, bromelain, to your diet. Of course, pineapple is one way to do that. You see, in addition to waste material, your lymph fluid also contains proteins. These proteins block up your lymph vessels and lymph nodes and damage the tissue in your legs and feet. However, bromelain contains a powerful enzyme that breaks down these proteins, and that helps reduce inflammation and allows the lymph fluid to drain right out of your body. And amazingly, studies show bromelain speeds that up by an astonishing 50%, which means it's a must-have. Now, before I show you the last edema buster, there's something you should know. So for years, you might have heard doctors have been preaching about the dangers of too much salt. However, study after study proves it's not the amount of sodium you need to worry about. It's actually the ratio of sodium to another important mineral in your body, and that's potassium. Now, potassium and sodium aren't just minerals, they're electrolytes too. And when it comes to staying hydrated, they're critical. If you have kids, you might remember your doctor asking you to make sure that they stay hydrated when they get sick. And they might have suggested maybe giving them an electrolyte drink. Now, I'm not gonna say the name, but it rhymes with Medialyte. Athletes are into electrolyte drinks for the same reason, and it's because electrolytes help maintain the balance of fluid in your body. Now, obviously, if you're suffering from edema, then there's a problem with that, right? So here's the truth. And in my opinion, this is just another example of mainstream medicine and their willingness to throw your health under the bus instead of take care of you. When you take water pills, they drastically affect the balance of fluid in your body by making you pee more. They're washing out essential electrolytes like potassium and magnesium. And your body must have these electrolytes in order to move fluid in and out of your cells. When you're low on potassium and magnesium, it can make your edema even worse. It can also cause irreparable damage to your kidneys. Now, most people don't get enough of this in your diet. For example, you need 4,700 milligrams of potassium per day. You'd have to eat about 10 bananas just to come close to that number. And by the way, I don't recommend doing that. It might have some very unpleasant consequences. However, there is one food that's packed with both potassium and magnesium, and that's the fourth edema booster. It's called kelp, and 1 cup contains a whopping amount of both potassium and magnesium. Magnesium helps control the amount of fluid in your body and can help stop swelling, especially in your legs and feet. It also strengthens your muscles and nerves, which keeps your blood flowing properly. That makes it a great way to add a natural source of magnesium to your diet. Now, there's one thing you've got to know. If you're eating a lot of processed foods, then that means you're also getting high amounts of sodium too. Frankly, even if you're eating a sodium-free diet, but you're low on potassium, it's gonna still be a problem. Remember I mentioned earlier the Goldilocks effect? When you're dealing with edema, maintaining the right balance of fluid in your lymph vessels is absolutely essential. You don't want too much because obviously that leads to swelling. But you don't want too little either, because then you won't have enough to wash away all the toxins and bacteria that are floating around in your body. That's not all though. Not having enough electrolytes is actually life-threatening. It can lead to muscle weakness, heart problems, and even paralysis. Again, when it comes to sodium and potassium, you need the right amount of both. Potassium works together with sodium to create the perfect balance of fluid in your body. You have to address that imbalance to improve your edema and avoid more serious health issues. So, there's one more compelling reason for adding kelp to your diet, and it has to do with your cholesterol. That may seem like out of left field, I know, but hang in there with me for just a minute. Scientists ran a surprising study with mice. They weren't regular mice. They were specially bred to have high cholesterol. And when they ran a blood test on the mice, they were surprised to notice one thing, and this was completely unexpected. The mice with high cholesterol levels also had damage to their lymphatic systems. And in fact, the higher their levels were, the more edema they had. I did some digging into this, and I discovered that along with getting rid of all that waste, your lymph vessels dump cholesterol out of your body too. If they're not working right, then those fatty deposits build up and narrow your lymph vessels. And if you think about it, that makes sense, because this is just what happens with your blood vessels. So why should your lymph system be any different? Fat is fat, wherever it ends up. Kelp, on the other hand, contains a substance called fucoxanthin. There is some early research that fucoxanthin can help reduce levels of cholesterol, which means it could be helpful in breaking up those plaques and getting them out of your body. So when it comes to edema, it's a real double hitter. You definitely want to make sure you include it in your next shopping list. Now, next up is one of the most surprising edema busters. It's so powerful, the Pilgrims even took it with them on the Mayflower. It's called Taraxacum officinale, but you may recognize it by its common name, dandelion. And even though most homeowners spend a lot of time trying to get rid of them, new research proves our ancestors were right all along. When it comes to your edema, dandelion packs a powerful punch. It turns out dandelion contains two natural compounds called taraxacin and taraxacerin. Both of these give your kidneys a push so you pee more and pee often. And although most conventional diuretics lower your potassium levels, dandelion actually raises them. That's because the leaves contain a surprisingly high amount of potassium, which means it actually helps protect the health of your kidneys and your heart. In fact, it works so well, it's actually listed as a non-prescription medicine in Germany. Okay, so now you know the top 5 edema busters. Every one of these can help you ease pain, reduce inflammation, and flush your lymph vessels of that nasty wastewater. But the real power of these 5 foods happens when they're combined together. That's because while each one of these is powerful on its own, together they make up a medley of superfoods that are absolutely astonishing. So there is no reason why you have to hobble along on bloated legs or swollen feet, especially when there's an all-natural proven solution that could help you get back on your feet again. Just imagine how different things could be. You could go for a lazy afternoon walk with your spouse, or spend a day out shopping with your friends, or visit the park with your grandkids. And instead of hiding your edema behind baggy pants and ugly shoes, you could finally wear all of your favorite clothes again. So there's no doubt about it. Once you feel like yourself again, everything could change. No more relying on your family and friends to help you do the simplest thing. Instead, you'd be happier, healthier, and more independent. And you'd finally be able to live the life you deserve. Look, I know these 5 edema busters can make a huge difference in your life. My colleagues and I have been recommending them for years now, and we've seen hundreds of people have life-changing results. However, it's not always easy. First of all, many foods are nutrient poor. That's because large corporations are planting and harvesting crops in ways that help them grow more, but are bad for the soil. This prevents plants from absorbing nutrients from the soil. At the same time, oil spills and raw sewage can make it hard to harvest good quality kelp and dandelion. Even if you manage to find all the foods you need, you still need to eat it all. And the sheer amount you'd have to eat every day could be overwhelming. So that's why I decided to take matters into my own hands. I got together with experts at Purehealth Research, who have created a fast, effective solution guaranteed to give you long-lasting relief from your edema. It's called Lymph System Support, and it's the only support specifically designed to tackle the root cause of your edema, your lymph vessels. Every single ingredient in it is scientifically proven to help unclog your lymph vessels and flush the wastewater out of your system. So if you want to decrease water retention, reduce edema, relieve pain, ease heaviness, decrease inflammation, and feel stronger with more energy than you've had in years, then Lymph System Support is going to be the best way to do that. But even though Lymph System Support works like gangbusters, the researchers at Purehealth Research decided to make it even more powerful with a few herbs. First up is echinacea. This pretty purple flower was first discovered by the Plains Indians, who used it to treat everything from colds to cancer. Since then, it's become so popular, it's a staple in nearly every healer's cabinet. In fact, before the discovery of antibiotics, it was the go-to treatments for doctors. And though you may think of it as a natural remedy for a cold or a flu, it's full of potent compounds that can boost your immune system and fight infections. That's a lifesaver because a weak immune system can up your risk of getting cellulitis, a type of infection that can turn deadly. You know, so many of my patients spend hours worrying about every blister, wart, or pimple that pops up on their legs. But thanks to echinacea, you'll finally be able to rest easy again. Next up, the herb burdock root. It looks a lot like a weirdly shaped carrot, but don't be fooled by its looks, because once you hear how well this simple little veggie works, you'll wonder how you managed without it. It turns out burdock is a potent blood purifier, and that's important because when your lymph vessels don't work, all those toxins and that waste matter build up in your body. Burdock root flushes toxins right out of your body so you feel stronger and full of energy again. But while that's pretty amazing, the team wasn't done yet. they added 2 more edema-busting ingredients proven to help you look and feel your best. They're called cleavers and rutin. And when it comes to keeping your lymph vessels free and clear, these plants are just what your body needs. Together, this dynamic duo flush out your lymph vessels, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. So one thing's for sure, when it comes to ending your edema, every one of these ingredients is a winner. And that means before you know it, you could start feeling better than you have in years. No more worrying if your legs will get even worse. No more alligator skin. No more funky smells. You don't have to put your life on hold waiting for things to get better. Because instead of being stuck inside, exhausted and embarrassed, you could finally do what you want to do. You could take up a new hobby, visit your old school friends, or just spend a lazy day at the beach. Because once your lymphatic system is up and running again, everything changes. You could be happier, healthier, and have more energy. And you could have more confidence and fun than you've had in a long time. When you get right down to it, lymph system support could be the simplest, most effective way to get rid of your edema and get back to living again. There's no reason for you to suffer anymore, especially when you've got a powerful, science-backed option like lymph system support. And it gets even better. When the team first thought about how much to charge for this new formulation, they decided on a fair price of $100. They thought that after adding in the cost of high-quality ingredients and making sure they're responsibly sourced, they'd be a fool to charge any less. They thought that anyone who was serious about putting an end to their edema would snatch it up and see an incredible difference in their health. But after seeing how hard it is for so many people, they just couldn't bring themselves to do it. So after some deliberation, they were able to agree to bring the price down to just $69 a bottle. And when you consider what a difference it could make to your health, it is a bargain. After all, if you could improve your edema by just 50%, wouldn't it be worth it? Now, that's a fair price. But after thinking about it some more, they decided it still wasn't low enough. I know times are hard for people. Some people are living on fixed incomes. Others are helping loved ones who've lost their jobs. And some of you are having a hard time making ends meet, no matter how hard you work. They didn't want to be the ones standing between you and a whole new life. And that's why the team at Purehealth Research went back one more time and were able to lower the price even further. And as a special gift for you watching this video to the end, they'd like to give you a deal. If you order right now, you can secure your supply of lymph system support for just $29 a bottle. That's only 97 cents a day, less than what it would cost to buy a candy bar or a cup of coffee. At a whopping 70% of the original price, it is a real deal. But like I said, it's only because you watch this video until the very end. So go ahead and click that button below. Oh, there's just one thing. I do strongly recommend you get more than one bottle of lymph system support. You see, the team of scientists at Purehealth Research searched the world over to bring you the highest quality, most potent ingredients that they could. And they test every ingredient before it leaves their labs to ensure it is the best it can be. But with all the shortages right now, they can't guarantee that they'll have it always in stock. I mean, imagine finally getting some help and getting rid of your edema, walking around again and doing all the things that you love. And you head back to the page, you bookmark only to see a big out of stock banner. It could be weeks or even months until they have it back in stock again, which means you could end up stuck with these tree trunk legs all over again, just because you ran out of lymph system support. And that's why it makes sense to stock up on at least a 3-month supply. Plus, the more you buy, the bigger the discount you can get. So you could end up paying just $22 a bottle, which is a real steal. And the best way to make sure that you have enough lymph system support is to click on the button below. And once you do that, you'll go straight to a secure order page. It uses the same encryption technology as the military, so your personal details are perfectly safe. Choose how many bottles you'd like and put in your personal details. And as soon as you confirm your order, your supply of lymph system support will be on its way. The folks at Purehealth Research will ship it out in about 24 hours. So no need to worry, you'll get an email as soon as it's shipped. Oh, and be sure to tell your family it's on the way. I know once it hits your doorstep, you'll want to try it out right away. But they also want you to be completely comfortable buying lymph system support. And that's why they would like to give you the down to the last capsule guarantee. They want you to feel 100% confident that lymph system support can help you put an end to your edema and revitalize your health. And that's why they would like to give you a full year, 365 days to see if it's right for you. That's right, you get a full year to try it out and see how much better you feel. I guarantee you'll see a significant difference in your edema and experience a noticeable change in your health. But if for any reason you're not thrilled with your results, all you have to do is send the friendly customer service team an email. They will refund every penny. It's that simple. You have nothing to lose by trying out lymph system support, except the edema that's stopping you from living the life you deserve. Plus, if you order now, you'll get 2 free bonus books that help you improve your health even more. The first one is called 10 Simple Steps to Lowering Your Cholesterol in 4 weeks without a prescription. If you are struggling with edema, there's a good chance your cholesterol levels aren't what they should be. And that's why this special report has been prepared just for you. In it, you'll discover 10 fast, effective ways to lower your cholesterol naturally. A laughably simple way to lower your bad cholesterol levels by as much as 15%. You can do this easy trick right in your home. Plus, it might even help you burn belly fat. And with a delicious breakfast that can help you lower your cholesterol and balance your blood sugar. All in all, if you're looking for a natural way to balance your cholesterol levels without the hassle, then you'll want to read this bonus book. But they're just getting started, because the second bonus book is even more important. It's called How to Spot Hidden Health Problems, and in it, you'll discover 7 weird signs that could mean you have a serious problem. For example, did you know ridges on your nails could be a sign of common but very concerning vitamin deficiency? And would you believe a crease on a part of your body might mean that you have signs that your arteries are blocked? We will show you exactly what these are and what to do right inside the free bonus book. Both of these special health bonus books sell for $39.95 each, but when you order now, Purehealth Research will include them for free. They are yours to keep whatever you decide. But remember, this special 70% discount is only for those who have watched this video. You don't have to wake up to another day of the same old, the heaviness and the constant ache. You don't have to wake up to skin that's so tight and discolored it doesn't even look human anymore. And you don't have to keep hiding the pain because your family doesn't understand how bad things are. You can get out of this. You do have a choice. But let me tell you, in my experience, edema doesn't go away on its own. In fact, it usually gets worse. And when that happens, the only solution mainstream medicine has is to cut away the bloated part of your leg. But things don't have to get that bad. You can give yourself permission to live the life you deserve. So click the button below to try out lymph system support right now. And remember, the special offer is only available while this video is open or until supplies run out. And don't forget, you'll also receive the down to the last capsule guarantee, which means you have 365 days to try it out. And if you are not thrilled with your purchase for any reason, they will return your money right away. Oh, are you still here? Well, I am guessing that's because you still have some questions about lymph system support. Well, no problem. I'm happy to answer some of the most common questions that we hear. How is lymph system support different from other supplements? Well, most supplements that claim to help with your edema don't actually address your clogged lymph system. Instead, they focus on enhancing circulation in your blood vessels, which we talked about. While it's always a great idea to have good blood circulation, as you've seen already, that won't help unclog those lymph vessels. And secondly, the folks at Purehealth Research have chosen the most powerful ingredients out there for unclogging your lymph system and flushing out the toxins, the waste, and the dead cells. This is based on years of research into this Goldilocks effect and the lymphatic system. The team spent months investigating every single ingredient, making sure there's a scientific basis for every single one. And the biggest difference is that lymph system support tackles edema on all 4 fronts. First, it unclogs your lymph vessels. Second, lymph system support flushes all the toxins, those dead cells and waste from your body. And third, it replaces the critical electrolytes your body has lost through the edema and water pills. And fourth, it helps strengthen your body's immune system, protecting you from serious infection while your body repairs itself. Another question, what ingredients are inside this lymph supplement? Well, lymph system support contains 100% high quality ingredients. And if you'd like to see the full list of ingredients, just click the button below and scroll down and you'll see the ingredients along with the dosages. The team is extraordinarily careful about where their ingredients come from. They search the world over to find the highest quality, most responsibly sourced herbs, and every single raw ingredient must have a certificate of analysis for potency and purity to prove it. But that's not all. If you're not careful, the manufacturing process can destroy the active ingredients that make these herbs work. So special tests are run during the manufacturing process to make sure every product is pure and potent before it reaches your hands. Plus, they don't use any antibiotics, artificial sweeteners, colors, or preservatives. And more importantly, however, I've made a pledge never to support a product I wouldn't give to my family or friends. And that means every ingredient has to get my approval before I endorse any product. So who can use lymph system support? Well, lymph system support is for men and women who want long-lasting relief from the pain and swelling of edema. Your lymph vessels flush dead cells, waste, and toxins out of your body. However, high cholesterol, fat, and other factors can clog your lymph vessels, preventing all of the wastewater from being expelled from your body. When that happens, the fluid builds up, causing pain, edema, and inflammation. Lymph system support helps unclog your lymph vessels and flushes everything right out of your body. And since many types of water pills lower your electrolyte levels, ingredients have been included that can help restore your electrolyte levels as well. However, as a doctor, I know there's no supplement that works for everyone. There is usually a small percentage of people who may be allergic or may not be able to tolerate one of the ingredients. So if you're concerned, I recommend that you consult your doctor before starting any new dietary supplement. Another question, is lymph system support safe? Well, lymph system support is a natural supplement that helps fight edema. With the right nutritional combinations, I believe taking lymph system support will help you see fantastic results. If you do happen to notice anything unusual, just discontinue use and consult your healthcare practitioner or doctor immediately. How do I use lymph system support? Well, Purehealth research scientists recommend that you take 2 capsules once a day for best results. You should take 2 capsules 20 to 30 minutes before a meal with 1 cup of water. Another question, should I use lymph system support long term? I would say definitely. Your lymph vessels work hard every day filtering harmful substances from your entire body. They never take a day off. That's why you'll want to make sure that your lymph vessels have the nutrients they need to stay healthy and clog-free. Just 2 capsules of lymph system support a day give your body what it needs to keep those lymph vessels open, flush toxins out of your system, and support healthy inflammation levels. They also ensure your body always has enough electrolytes, which are critical for a healthy heart. So I think that about covers things. I'm thrilled you're finally going to have the opportunity to try lymph system support. So click the button below to try it out, and don't forget to let us know how much better you feel.